Be me, 28, woman. Spent the last 6 months really finding myself after ending things with David. Well, I didn't exactly end things. I just stopped responding to his texts until he got the message. He was nice enough, I guess, but there was something about the way he always wanted to help that felt suffocating, like when he'd offer to carry my groceries or insist on picking me up from the airport. I don't need rescuing, I'm perfectly capable. Anyway, I've been using this time to focus on my career and personal growth. I've got promoted to senior analyst at the firm last month. Finally making enough to afford that loft apartment I've had my eye on. The one with exposed brick and floor-to-ceiling windows. Been going to hot yoga 4 times a week, reading more, learning to be comfortable in solitude. It's empowering, honestly. My coworker Jennifer keeps asking if I'm seeing anyone. I just smile and tell her I'm focusing on myself right now. She gives me this weird pitying look that honestly pisses me off. Why do people assume you need to be partnered to be complete? I'm complete on my own, thanks. Tonight I'm at this networking event downtown. Forced myself to go because apparently building professional relationships matters for advancement. Mostly just middle-aged guys talking about golf and their kids. There's this one woman, Sarah, who works in finance. We start talking, and she mentions her husband planned this surprise weekend trip for their anniversary. She's gushing about how thoughtful he is. I nod politely, but internally I'm thinking about how she's centering her whole identity around this man. Like, cool, he booked a hotel, want a medal. She asks about my personal life, and I tell her about my new apartment. How I've been really enjoying having my own space. She smiles, but there's that look again. That same look Jennifer gives me. I excuse myself to get another drink. At the bar I run into Marcus from accounting. We've chatted a few times at company events. He's pleasant enough, intelligent, doesn't talk over me in meetings, which is bare minimum but rare. We start discussing the Henderson account. Then somehow we get on the topic of relationships. He mentions he just got engaged. I congratulate him, ask how he proposed. He describes this whole elaborate thing with rose petals and a photographer hiding in the bushes. I must make a face because he asks if I'm okay. I catch myself and say it sounds lovely. But inside, I'm thinking about how performative it all is. Like relationships have become these Instagram-worthy productions. Whatever happened to genuine connection? He asks if I'm seeing anyone. 3rd time tonight, I give my rehearsed answer about focusing on personal growth. He nods slowly and says, "That's important." But then adds, "Don't wait too long, though. Excuse me. Don't wait too long." As if I have an expiration date. I feel my jaw tighten, but I just smile and change the subject. Drive home feeling irritated. Why does everyone act like being single is some kind of temporary condition to be remedied? I'm choosing this. This is my choice. Get home and pour myself a glass of wine. My apartment looks amazing in the evening light. Everything is exactly where I want it. No one else's mess. No compromises on furniture or decor. This is what I wanted. I worked hard for this independence. Sit on my couch and scroll through my phone. See that Sarah from the networking event already sent me a LinkedIn request. Her profile picture is her and her husband. Of course it is. I accept anyway because networking. Later that week, I'm getting coffee before work. The barista gets my order wrong. I politely but firmly explain that I ordered oat milk, not regular milk. She apologizes and remakes it, but she's clearly annoyed. I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm lactose intolerant. It's literally about my health, but somehow I'm the problem for advocating for myself. On my way out, I literally bump into David. Like physically collide with him. My coffee spills a little on my sleeve. Fuck. He immediately apologizes even though I walked into him. Typical. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? He's holding napkins out to me, looking genuinely concerned. I take them and dab at my sleeve. Tell him it's fine. No big deal. We do that awkward, "How have you been?" exchange. He looks good. Annoyingly good. Like he's been working out or sleeping better or something. I tell him about my promotion and new apartment. He seems genuinely happy for me. Says he always knew I'd crush it at work. I ask what he's been up to. He mentions he's been traveling. Went to Japan last month. Japan. He always talked about wanting to go to Japan when we were together. I had said it seemed too expensive and impractical. Guess he just went without me. Feel a weird pang in my chest, but ignore it. We chat for a few more minutes. He mentions he's actually meeting someone. Oh, meeting someone. Here at the coffee shop. A woman. My brain immediately catalogs this information in a way I don't like. I make a show of checking my watch, tell him I have to run. Big meeting. He smiles and says it was good seeing me. Tells me to take care of myself. I leave and sit in my car for a moment before starting it. Why do I feel weird? I'm the one who ended things. I'm the one who needed space. He's allowed to move on. I wanted him to move on. This is fine. Everything is fine. The next few days, I keep thinking about that coffee shop encounter, wondering who he was meeting. If it was a date. If he's seeing someone seriously. I check his social media even though I unfollowed him months ago. His Instagram is mostly private, but his profile picture is new. It's him at some temple in Japan. He looks happy, genuinely happy. Not the stressed, walking on eggshells look he had toward the end of our relationship. I close the app and throw my phone on the couch. This is stupid. I don't want him back. I just don't like the idea of him moving on so easily. Wait, do I sound insane? I pour myself more wine. Work is stressful. The promotion came with a lot more responsibility, which is what I wanted, obviously. But my new boss is this guy Richard who constantly questions my decisions. In meetings, he'll ask me to explain my rationale for things. He doesn't ask the male analysts to do this. It's subtle, but it's there. I start documenting everything, building a case. Jennifer notices I've been tense, asks if I want to grab lunch. I agree because I need to vent. We go to this salad place she likes. I start telling her about Richard. She listens and nods sympathetically. Then she says, "You know, sometimes people are just micromanagers." I feel my frustration rising. This isn't about micromanaging. This is about bias. She doesn't get it. The conversation shifts and she starts talking about this guy she's seeing. How he surprised her with flowers at work. I'm only half listening, thinking about how flowers are a waste of money. They just die in a few days. David used to bring me flowers. I told him to stop because it felt frivolous. That night I can't sleep. Keep replaying that conversation at the coffee shop. The way David looked so unbothered, so at peace. When we were together toward the end, he always seemed anxious, always trying to anticipate what I needed or wanted. It was exhausting watching him try so hard. I needed someone who could match my energy, not someone who needed constant validation. Except he never asked for validation. He just gave and gave. Stop it. This is the wine talking. I'm happy with my choices. I'm living exactly the life I want. Weekend comes and I have nothing planned. This is fine. I enjoy my own company. Decide to reorganize my closet. Deep cleaning feels productive. Find one of David's old sweatshirts shoved in the back. I meant to give it back but forgot. It's this faded navy blue one he wore constantly. I should throw it away or donate it. Instead, I put it on. It still smells like him somehow. That cedar and clean laundry smell. I wear it the rest of the day while I clean. This doesn't mean anything. It's just comfortable. The following week, I see on Facebook that David is in a relationship. It's official. Little heart icon and everything. Her name is Amanda. Her profile is public, so obviously I look. She's a teacher, loves hiking, has photos of her with friends at breweries. She looks wholesome in a way that makes me irrationally angry, like golden retriever energy in human form. In one photo, she's laughing with her mouth wide open, totally unself-conscious. I realize I don't have any photos like that. Most of my photos are carefully curated, proper angles, good lighting. I close Facebook and feel sick. This is fine. I'm fine. He's moved on, and I've moved on, and everyone's moved on, except I can't stop thinking about it. At work, I'm distracted. Richard notices and makes some comment about attention to detail. I snap at him, professionally but firmly. Tell him I have everything under control. He looks taken aback. So does everyone else in the meeting. Later, HR sends me an email asking to schedule a conversation. Great, just great. Now I'm the problem employee. I spend the evening crafting a detailed email about the hostile work environment, but I don't send it. Something stops me. I save it in drafts. I start driving by places David and I used to go. Tell myself it's coincidental. I need groceries, and that store just happens to be the one we used to shop at together. I want coffee, and that cafe just happens to be where we had our first date. I'm not being weird about this. At the cafe, I sit in the same corner booth. Remember how nervous he was, how he spilled sugar everywhere, how he laughed at himself instead of getting embarrassed, how easy he was to be around. My coffee tastes bitter today, even with oat milk. Jennifer corners me in the break room. Says I seem off lately. Asks if everything is okay. I tell her work is just stressful. She gives me that look, the one that says she knows I'm lying. Then she says, I saw David is with someone new. My stomach drops. I play it cool, say, good for him. She watches me carefully and says, you know, it's okay to have regrets. I don't have regrets. I made the right choice. I needed to prioritize myself. She just nods and drops it, but I feel exposed, like she saw something I didn't want visible. That weekend I do something I know is pathetic. I text David. Just something casual. Hey, hope you're doing well. Been thinking about that Thai place we used to go to. I stare at my phone for an hour. He doesn't respond. 2 hours, nothing. The next day I see he read it. Still no response. The silence is deafening. I text again, something breezy about hoping his job is going well. This time he responds, just thanks. Yeah, everything's great. Hope you're well too. It's so polite and distant it physically hurts. I want to throw my phone. I realize with growing horror that I might have made a mistake. Not might. Did. I did make a mistake. David wasn't suffocating me. He was loving me. He wasn't trying to rescue me. He was trying to support me. And I pushed him away because I was so convinced that needing anyone was weakness, that accepting help meant losing myself. I spent so much energy maintaining this fortress of independence that I didn't see what I had. Someone who actually gave a shit. Someone who showed up. Someone who tried. I start thinking about all the ways he was there, how he'd listen to me vent about work for hours, how he learned to make my favorite soup when I was sick, how he never made me feel bad for being ambitious or focused on my career. He just wanted to be part of my life, not own it. And I treated his love like it was an imposition, like his presence was something to tolerate rather than appreciate. I remember the last real conversation we had. He asked if I saw a future with him. I said I couldn't think about that right now. I had too much going on. The look on his face. I dismissed it as him being needy, but he was just asking for basic reassurance. After 2 years together, that wasn't unreasonable. I draft a long text message, explaining everything, apologizing, asking if we can talk. My finger hovers over send. I imagine him showing it to Amanda. Imagine them reading it together, her giving him advice. Imagine him feeling relieved that he got out when he did. I delete it instead, pour another glass of wine even though it's Tuesday. My beautiful apartment feels empty, not peaceful and minimalist like I convinced myself, just empty. Go to work the next day feeling hollow. Richard makes another condescending comment in a meeting. Normally I'd craft a strategic response. Today I just don't care. Let it slide. Jennifer notices, raises her eyebrows at me. After the meeting she asks if I want to grab drinks after work. I agree even though I don't want to. We go to this wine bar, sit outside. She doesn't push me to talk, just sits with me. Eventually I tell her everything. About David, about seeing him, about the new girlfriend, about how I'm realizing too late what I had. She listens without judgment. Finally she says, so what are you going to do? I don't know. What can I do? He's moved on. He's happy. I had my chance, and I chose myself. She says, you can still choose yourself and choose to let people in. But I don't know how to do that. I've spent so long believing those were mutually exclusive. I see David one more time, completely by accident at a restaurant. He's with Amanda. They're laughing about something. He's looking at her the way he used to look at me. Attentive, present, genuinely interested. She touches his hand across the table. He doesn't notice me. I leave before ordering, sit in my car, and finally let myself cry. Not pretty crying, ugly crying. The kind where you can't breathe right. Because I finally understand what I lost. Not just David specifically, though I miss him, but the chance to build something real with someone who actually cared. The worst part is knowing I did this to myself. I can't blame it on him being terrible or incompatible. He was neither of those things. I pushed him away because I was so afraid of appearing weak or dependent, so committed to this idea of what a strong woman should be, that I couldn't see strength in vulnerability. Couldn't see power in partnership. I thought needing no one made me complete. Turns out it just made me alone. Go home to my perfect apartment. Everything exactly where I want it. No compromises. No one else's mess. No one else. Sit on my expensive couch in my expensive apartment. Finally achieved everything I said I wanted. The career, the independence, the perfect space. And it feels pyrrhic. I won the battle but lost something I can't get back. Pour another glass of wine. It's becoming a habit. A bad one. But I don't have anyone to answer to. Just me and my choices. Try to move on with my life. Throw myself into work harder. Stay late at the office. Volunteer for extra projects. Richard actually seems impressed. Get invited to lead a big presentation for potential clients. It goes well, really well. Everyone congratulates me afterward. I go home to an empty apartment. No one to tell. No one to celebrate with. Jennifer texts asking how it went. I send back, "Great," with an exclamation point. Hope the punctuation hides everything else. Start seeing a therapist. Probably should have done this earlier. She asks about my relationships. I tell her about David. She asks why I think I pushed him away. I give her all my reasons about independence and self-actualization. She just listens. Then asks, did he ever actually try to take those things from you? I sit with that question. No, he didn't. He never asked me to choose between him and my career. Never made me feel bad for having ambitions. I just assumed any relationship would require that sacrifice, because that's what I'd been taught to believe. That you can't have it all. So I chose what seemed safer. Chose what I could control. Months pass. I stop checking David's social media. Stop driving by our old places. Try to actually move forward instead of just claiming, I am. Go on a few dates. They're fine. The guys are fine. But I catch myself comparing everything to David. The way this one doesn't laugh at my jokes the same way. The way that one talks too much about himself. I'm self-aware enough to know this isn't fair, but I can't help it. I had something good, and I threw it away. Everything else feels like settling. Run into Marcus from accounting and his fiancée at a coffee shop. They're planning their wedding. She's showing him cake flavors on her phone. They're playfully arguing about coconut. It's domestic and sweet. I feel like an intruder watching them. Marcus sees me and waves me over. Introduces me to Kelly. She's warm and friendly. Asks about my work. Actually listens to my answers. They both seem so at ease with each other. So comfortable. I make an excuse to leave and feel like I might suffocate if I watch their happiness any longer. Later that night, I pull out my phone. Scroll to David's contact. I never deleted it. Look at our old text messages. The way he'd send me good morning texts. Random memes he thought I'd like. Thinking of you messages in the middle of the day. I never really responded to those. Would just react with a thumbs up or heart emoji. Never put in the same energy he did. Never made him feel as valued as he made me feel. I was so stingy with my affection. So afraid that giving too much would make me vulnerable. Turns out withholding everything just made me alone. The hardest part is accepting that there's no fix for this. No grand gesture I can make. No speech that will undo my choices. David has moved on. He found someone who appreciates what he offers. Someone who doesn't treat his love like a burden. And I'm here, in my perfect apartment, with my successful career and my hard-won independence. Discovering that I was fighting the wrong battle all along. I didn't need to prove I could do everything alone. I needed to learn I didn't have to. I still go to work, still excel at my job, still maintain my friendships, still live my life. But there's this awareness now, this understanding that came too late. I thought I was choosing myself, thought I was being strong and self-sufficient, thought I was refusing to compromise who I was. But really, I was just scared. Scared of needing someone. Scared of being disappointed. Scared of showing up fully and having it not be enough. So I didn't show up at all. and in protecting myself from potential hurt, I guaranteed it to sit in my apartment tonight. Glass of wine, city lights outside my enormous windows, everything I thought I wanted. Think about David and Amanda. Hope he's happy, really happy. Hope he found what he was looking for. Hope she knows what she has. And I sit with the weight of my choices, the realization that you can be right about wanting independence and still be wrong about what that means. You can advocate for yourself and still let people in. You can be complete on your own and still choose to share that completeness with someone. But I learned that too late, and now I'm here. Independent, successful, alone. Exactly what I thought I wanted. Wondering why it feels like losing.